In a lot of cases, what was once hot is now cold as players and speculators turn their attention to new cards and strategies coming in Modern Horizons 3. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order Modern Horizons 3, Universe Beyond Assassin's Creed, Bloomburrow, or find a vast number of other great products on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or the comments section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This time, we're looking at the top 10 coldest Magic cards of the week. These are the cards moving down in value. As always, we look at a couple pieces of criteria when we decide our 10 cards. First, we want to see a decrease in the percentage value of the cards, and secondly, we want to see a true decrease in the number of sales from week to week. Quickly, before we get into our top 10 though, just one quick thing. I want to say thank you to one of our silver patrons, that is Cade Browning. Cade, thank you so much for all your support on Patreon. Cade has been a patron for a while now, and I really do appreciate all the support. Thank you, Cade. Couldn't do this without viewers like yourself. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10 is Raw Storm Conduit from War of the Spark. It is down $1.38 to $3.32 for a 29% decrease. This saw a boost recently as some players picked it up in order to upgrade the Outlaws of Thunder Junction Quick Draw Commander deck, or to put it in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, Stellarly Wildcard. Now, however, like I said in the cold open, attention is turning away from Outlaws of Thunder Junction onto builds around cards from Modern Horizons 3. Because of that, Raw begins to dip some, although the card is still more expensive than it was before the spike began in early April. Coming in at number 9 is Aetherworks Marvel from Coldest. It goes down $1.50 to $9.99 for a 13% decrease. Here we have a card that's a 4 of in Pioneer Teamer Marvel. Plus, it even saw more Commander play recently as some wanted it to upgrade the Fallout Science Commander deck with an exclamation point, while others wanted to put it in fresh builds around a couple cards from there. The front-facing commander, Dr. Madison Lee, as well as Liberty Prime Recharged. Some were even looking at this card because Modern Horizons 3 had announced a commander deck with an energy theme called Creative Energy. The problem is Aetherworks Marvel is getting reprinted in that product, and we now know that, so the original copy is starting to take a financial hit. Number 8 is Court of Embereth. This goes down $1.56 to $9.79. That's a 14% decrease, and this is one of the Wilds of Eldraine commander cards that was found in set boosters, and it was number 11 on the hot list 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, it landed at number 3 on the cold list. Last week, it was number 5, and here it is yet again showing up on this list. Recently, it gained some steam as an upgrade to the Fallout Hail Caesar commander deck, while other players decided to put it in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, Caesar Legion's Emperor. It was also seeing more commander play and builds around a card from Outlaws of Thunder Junction's The Big Score subset that is Loot, the key to everything. But you know why Court of Embereth and other Courts and Grixis colors have been hot recently. It's because of this card here, the popular Obeka Splitter of Seconds from the main set. Players and speculators have been all over good upkeep matters cards, and Court of Embereth was no exception. This week, though, it continues to retract as the market moves on to newer cards and strategies. Our number 7 card this week is Illustrious Wanderglyph. This goes down $1.96 to $11.44 for a 15% decrease. This is one of the Lost Cavern of Ixalan commander cards that came from set boosters. It recently got a boost in commander play in a few builds. First, some were putting it in their Mr. House President and CEO decks. That was a card from the Fallout Hail Caesar commander deck, in case you forgot. More recently, there were players that wanted to use this as an upgrade to the Outlaws of Thunder Junction Most Wanted commander deck, while others decided to put it in fresh builds around a card from there, Vihan Goldwaker. Again though, now that the market is moving on to newer things, we see Illustrious Wanderglyph drop a little, but overall it has been gradually rising throughout the year. Coming in at number 6 is Hostile Investigator, down $2.01 to $11.96 for a 14% decrease. This is from Outlaws of Thunder Junction's The Big Score subset. It was number 7 on our hot list 3 weeks ago, then it hit number 1 2 weeks ago, only to find itself at number 4 on the cold list last week, and it remains on that list now. As you can see, it is getting a lot of play in Standard and Pioneer though. It's in those popular Golgari mid-range builds in Standard, plus it's also in other mid-range decks in that format too, like Dimir, Orzhov, Sultai, and Mono Black. In Pioneer, it's showing up in Mono Black discard decks, which are seeing a lot of play too, Ultimately though, standard Golgari midrange and Pioneer Mono Black discard are the key drivers, but still we see this card moving down after the big spikes that occurred recently as more copies hit the marketplace. It is one to keep an eye on long term though, and it is still much more expensive than it was pre-spike. Okay, before we get to our top 5, just a quick reminder, this video is sponsored by FlipsideGaming.com. Check out their website, they have a ton of great products there, MTG related and otherwise. Right now, you can pre-order Modern Horizons 3 there. You can also pre-order Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond Assassin's Creed products, and now you can pre-order Bloomburrow as well. Remember, if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. And if you need a direct link to their website, just check out the comments section or the description below. I have links posted in both of those areas. Now, without any further ado, let's look at that top 5. Coming in at number 5 this week is Power Fist. It goes down 210 to 983. That is an 18% decrease. It is from the Fallout Mutant Menace commander deck, and it's been in fresh builds around a couple cards from there. The front-facing commander, the Wise Mothman, as well as Agent Frank Horrigan. More recently, though, there were a lot of players putting this in commander decks around Felix Five-Boots from Outlaws of Thunder Junction's Grand Larceny deck, and in decks around Bristly Bill Spinesower from the main set. Ultimately, though, again, we see the market moving on, and a card that was once hot loses some value. However, Power Fist is still much more expensive than it was when it was released in March. Coming in at number 4 is Underworld Breach from Theros Beyond Death, down 216 to 1448 for a 13% decrease. This is a highly played card. It's all over Modern, and you see it in big decks there too, like Temur Prowess, Gruul Aggro, and many more. It's also in a vintage deck named after it, Underworld Breach. Plus, it gets a good amount of commander play too. In fact, recently some were getting its upgrade, the Outlaws of Thunder Junction Quick Draw commander deck. Others were putting in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, Stella Lee Wildcard. Underworld Breach was also getting additional commander play and builds around a card from the main set, Taiwakim Perfect Shot. This week, Underworld Breach moves down a little though as the market moves on, and the modern meta remains uncertain on the cusp of the release of Modern Horizons 3. Which brings us to number 3, Silver Shroud Costume, down 287 to 1684 for a 15% decrease. This card was red hot for a while. It's from the Scrappy Survivors Fallout commander deck, and it was quickly seeing play in a variety of different builds in the format. Not surprisingly, you were seeing it in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from its pre-con, Dogmeat Everloyal. More recently, though, there were some players that wanted this for new builds around cards from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Some were adding it to the Grand Larceny commander deck, while others are putting it in new builds around the front-facing commander from there, Gonti Canny Inquisitor. Silver Shroud Costume was also found in commander decks around some cards from the main set though too. Tiny Bones the Pickpocket, the Gitrog Ravenous Ride, and of course Obeka, Splitter of Seconds. Overall, Obeka was the key driver since those builds needed ways to push across Obeka's combat damage. After some aggressive spikes in April and May though, we have been seeing Silver Shroud Costume normalizing into its new price point. It still has held a fair amount of its value though. Our number 2 card this week was our number 1 cold card last week. It is Court of Locthwain, down 313 to 1285 for a 20% decrease. It's another one of the commander cards found in the Wilds of Eldraine set boosters, and it was pretty hot recently. Some wanted it to upgrade the Outlaws of Thunder Junction Grand Larceny commander deck. Others wanted it for fresh builds around Gonti Canny Inquisitor from there again. It was making it into commander decks around cards from the main set too, like Tiny Bones the Pickpocket, and of course Obeka Splitter of Seconds. Obeka was the main reason Court of Locthwain was spiking a few weeks ago, but now, like I've been saying, the market is moving on, and there are a lot of extra copies of that court and others up for sale right now. Court of Locthwain, though, is still much more expensive than it was at the start of April. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Apex Devastator from Commander Legends. It is down $3.57 to $20.32 for a 15% decrease. This is in the Legacy Creative Technique decks. It even saw some additional commander play recently in builds around Kellen the Kid from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. So, why is it going down now? Well, turns out it is getting reprinted in the Modern Horizons 3 Tricky Terrain commander deck, so this original copy is losing some value. Alright, with that being said, that's going to do it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. Now, if you want to know which cards are hot, which cards are moving up in price right now, we did a video yesterday showing the top 15 hot Magic cards of the week, as well as 2 honorable mentions. So a total of 17 cards that you do not want to miss. Check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. Until next time, that way, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.